TGR.
Get ready for the next battle.
You may be wondering how I got here. Doing cool looking combos, spacing properly, pulling off counters. Well, let me tell you. This is the story of how I, a Tekken newbie, became one of the best players in the Tekken 8 closed network test. Is what I would say if I were a liar. No, that's not what really happened. This is actually an examination and thinking exercise of my experience with the Tekken 8 beta as a noob to the series, but a fan of fighting games. Someone who, admittedly, has issues with time and patience, and how that affected me in more ways than I would have thought. So, let me tell you the story of how I feel after Tekken 8 beat the absolute shit out of me. First, a bit of context of history. I played a bunch of Tekken 3 when I was a kid with my younger brother back in Puerto Rico. The summer was full of downtime in the afternoons as our father would go to work his late shift, so we inevitably spent a lot of time hanging out in front of the TV and the PlayStation 1. This truly would be the extent of my time with Tekken for a long time. I didn't play the series again until Tekken 7 launched, which I played with my other younger brother. We spent hours, match after match, round after round, and had a blast doing so for 3 whole days. That was it. I didn't play Tekken 7 again until we had a fighting game bonanza during our 2021 community streams on the Gaming Resume. And that was that. I was pretty terrible at Tekken, and I thought to myself that it would end there. Then, during the September 2022 PlayStation State of Play event, we finally got Tekken 8 revealed to the public, and I found myself pretty excited to try out the new game with everyone else.
Oh, Tekken! Whoa!
Yo!
Is this Tekken
next
8
Tekken?
dude? Is this Tekken 8 dude? Oh, me! They started strong, and this is Tekken 8 dude.
Eventually, we'd get the announcement of a 2-week beta, week 1 for PS5 players and week 2 adding Xbox and Steam users to test our crossplay, a series first. I submitted an entry, and surprise, surprise, I received the code. Then it was time. Time to finally play Tekken 8. I downloaded the client on my PS5, sat on the couch, and booted up the latest in one of the biggest fighting game franchises in the world. I go into the tutorial, learn a bit of Tekken 8 basics, choose Asuka because I like her look, and I remember using her during that Tekken 7 time with my brother, and she's kinda cute I guess, I don't know, shut up! And then I jump into matchmaking. Okay, this is different. See, you must understand this, dear viewer. Besides Smash Bros, I had only dabbled in fighting games more casually than competitively when I used to play Tekken. So I didn't have the mindset of wanting to learn or understand Tekken, besides just watching some of the EVO Grand Finals. So with this in mind, I just now started to understand how damn hard Tekken is. Everything feels like weird, like buttons do things, but it takes like forever to come out. Combos are also weird. They don't work like I thought they would. I mean, like, movement is, I don't know how to explain it, but like, it's weird. Yeah, Tekken is weird, man. And it's not like I have all this experience with fighting games or I'm an expert or anything. Though if you are curious and want to know my history, I suggest watching my video on Guilty Gear Strive and how it made me fall in love with the genre again. And watch that after you finish this video. I do have a pretty basic understanding of the genre as a whole, but yeah, I don't know, Tekken 8 just felt a bit odd, which meant that, yeah, it's gonna take a while to really understand the game, to really get it. So I continued to play as best as I could with my very limited knowledge of how Tekken works. I pressed buttons and I hoped they would connect. Match after match, round after round, I lost. Again and again. 3, 4, 5 matches. Until... finally get a win. Finally! It seemed the matchmaking paired me with someone who was at my same level of skill. the skill of a helpless crawling infant. But I did it, and it felt good. I mean, real good. And I knew that if I wanted to continue to keep winning, I would have to lab for a bit. So I went into the character-specific combo guide thing and started doing some stuff with Asuka. I tried to understand how combos worked and what connected and all that. I spent maybe 30 minutes to an hour, seeing as how the beta was limited and I didn't have that much time to play. The length of training felt sufficient to me, so I jumped back into the matches and this actually helped quite a bit. I won a few games and ranked up, and man, did this feel great. I was genuinely improving, and that's one hell of a feeling. But as you rank up, well, you know what happens. You face tougher opponents, and when you face tougher opponents, you get your ass beat. And wow, did I get my ass beat. I could only take so much, so I ended the session there, and that was my first weekend with the Tekken 8 beta. Not a bad time, honestly. I saw that I had some technical growth and overall enjoyed the game. It looks fantastic with some great textures, animations, and a truly next-gen feel to the graphics. The music also had some good bops, and the characters are fantastic to look at. And I'm telling you it's the graphics, and that's not because some of them are cute as fuck. On to week 2 of the beta, which added the previously mentioned Xbox and Steam users to the mix. Oh, and I guess I should also mention that since this was a closed network test to test the network, it felt really good. I could tell this wasn't exactly the rollback netcode that I'm used to in games like Guilty Gear Strive, but it wasn't bad, especially considering that a lot of the matches were with players in Southeast Asia and Europe, and crossplay felt really good, except for the occasional lag that would happen with Xbox players. Not sure why that was. Anyway, week 2. The matches this time were tougher. It seemed like I kept getting paired up with users who knew more about Tekken, or at least learned a lot more than I did during the first week of the beta. Their movement was better, they were more aggressive, the combos were more intentional, the dodging was better. I mean, everything and everyone was just better. But I remain hopeful because, hey, I improved and I should be able to learn and grow here too. Except that didn't happen. I didn't win a single match. I took a few rounds here and there, but I just could never finish it up. In particular, there was one match that absolutely devastated my state of mind. I was up by a lot. I took the first round and then somehow the other player went Super Saiyan shit and demolished my Frieza ass. It honestly affected me so much that I ended it right then and there. That was my last match and last moment with the Tekken 8 beta. And honestly, I was salty. I was really annoyed and thought that, yeah, I'm done. I probably wouldn't even get the game and was fine with that decision. I didn't like how I felt, especially when the thought of how many hours I would have to put into the game to really understand it. When that entered my mind, yeah, that sealed the deal. Now, that moment right there would be the end of the story, and that was originally going to be the case. But in the weeks that I was brainstorming this video and the script, something changed. Recently, I've been playing Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon, and as a first-time player experiencing this series, holy hell is this hard as shit. It is brutal. The game doesn't hold your hand, and unlike the Soul series, there is no multiplayer to help you get through things. It's you and you only. Your skill against whatever the devs decide to throw at you. This is why so many people are unable to clear the Chapter 1 boss, Baltius. And I mean, this thing is mean. It hits hard, shoots a ton of missiles, and is very much a skill check. This isn't a type of game that you can brute force. You have to be able to go back to the assembly and change your loadout to accommodate whatever obstacle is in your path. This, I'm told, is how Armored Core has always been, so I did just that. I found a pulse gun, which in the description mentions that it is more effective against shields, something Baltius has. It's the gimmick of the fight, so I used it, and a couple of tries later, it worked. I beat the damn thing. This is a feeling I've known for a while, being a From Software fan from the days of Demon's Souls, but something was different here. I had to go back and look at my arsenal, my choices, my loadout, and see what didn't work. I had to use my brain. Logic. I didn't unga bunga my way to victory. I had to outsmart the AI with whatever tools the game provided, which I just hadn't noticed before. I just had to look a little closer. And I think this is the answer that I needed to understand that if I want to get better at anything in life, and in this case about a video game named Tekken, it takes time, patience, understanding, and a bit of research. I jumped the gun. I was prematurely too salty and wanted to quit before I even began. Hell, I had some matches that were so fucking sick, I uploaded them to Twitter because it looked so cool and it made me feel so cool, and Tekken is so cool! So that's my message for you today, friends. Tekken 8's beta absolutely demolished my spirit. Yet, a game about giant robots shooting the absolute crap out of each other made me realize that I was too quick to forget about the grind needed to enjoy things on your own terms. So don't give up, my lovelies. Keep on grinding. Soon enough, you'll break through the wall and see what's on the other side, which might end up being even scarier.